Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I fancied doing something a little bit editorial maybe, but also quite minimal but with a bold lip. So my idea was having quite glowy, fresh looking skin, very blusher focused but quite minimal, nothing on the eyes pretty much, and then a super bold lip, just as a real contrast between the kind of three aspects. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please keep on watching. So kicking off with the Hello Sunday SPF 50 primer. I think this may be the last time I am using this primer because I have officially used as much as I can, or squeezed as much as I can out of there. So yeah, I think that might be a goner. So I'm just going to focus this in the centre. And I think for now what I'll do is I'll switch to my aloe vera gel, which is kind of what I use sometimes as a substitute primer because it kind of hydrates but also adds the tackiness. So I'll put that ready for my empties video that I'm going to do in December, and then I'll probably move on to the aloe vera gel instead. Okay, I'm going to do no... Ooh, am I going to do no bronzer? Yes, I'm going to do no bronzer. I am going to go in with blush though. So I'm going to do the blush next. So I'm actually going to use Lolo's Lip and Cheek in Azelia, just because I actually wanted a bit of a deeper plummy purple tone. I think it would go quite nicely with the lip that I've got planned as well. So I'm going to take this on a Luxie 504 large angled brush, pick some of this up, and I'm going to start stippling this on, and I'm going to take it kind of around the brow as well and do like the kind of C shape type of look. Which I always find is, yeah, it gives a bit more of the editorial feel when it comes to blusher. Not bringing it so much onto the cheeks, although I can fix out the concealer in a minute, but mainly kind of at the back here and around the brow bone. I've also brought a little bit onto the eyes as well. Something like that. I might leave it there and build on it later if I want to, but I don't want to go too heavy because I do want, obviously, the lip to be the focus. So what I'm just doing is I'm stippling this on first, and then I'll go in and kind of use circular motions to blend this out. So across the eye, I'm going to take it around here as well. Okay, now I'll start doing circular motions to blend. And then I'll go ahead and add more if I need to, and I think I probably will on this side add a little bit more. Yeah, I think it needs to go a little bit more back up here on this side. Okay, so we kind of sculpted the face a bit with blusher, which is really fun. I feel like I haven't done like an editorial-ish style look in quite some time. I used to really quite enjoy those, especially doing a blush like this. It's always quite fun. Okay, I'm going to go in with concealer next. So I'm using, almost picked up the wrong product there, the RMS Uncoverup. I have mine in 00. Taking it on a concealer brush to begin with to kind of initially place the product down. So I'm going to put some under my eyes. I'm going to use stippling motions for this. Around the nose area, because I get redness there. So I'm not blending out just yet, I'm kind of laying the product down. I have got a little spot on the end of my nose, so I'm just going to do a little bit across there. Obviously I want to keep like my freckles very visible as well, so I'm just trying to cover where it actually needs covering. And then there's a little bit of redness as always between my brows, so I'm going to pop some there, and then the chin. again, stippling motions for that. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to take my Real Techniques Insta pot brush and I'm going to start blending this out. So I'll start with under the eyes, and this is what I'll use, and around the nose, sorry. And this is what product I'll use to kind of blend out that blusher slightly, because like I said, I want it to be a bit more high up here, not so much on the cheeks. So I'll use that just to kind of feather out a little bit just there. And then same on the other side. I'm still very much enjoying this kind of technique at the moment with my base, where I apply kind of the blusher, the bronzer first, and then do concealer and do no foundation. I kind of think it just looks much nicer on my skin at the moment and just gives a much more of a natural finish and like a less heavier finish. I'm going to take a little bit more of the RMS on this brush and just stipple it along here just to do a bit of blending and feathering into that blusher there, but not a lot. Okay. I think I'm happy with that level of coverage. Okay, I'm going to quickly do a tiny bit of setting. I'm not going to go heavy or overboard. What I do need is, I didn't get one out, a little brush to set with. Where is my setting brushes? So I'm using my Kosas Cloud Set Loose Powder. And I'm going to take a brush this time, a Real Techniques setting brush. Usually enjoy using a powder puff with this product, but I just want a super light setting, nothing heavy, because obviously I want that glowy skin, which I'm going to add in a minute. But I'm going to take a little bit of this on this brush and just use light stippling motions to set under the eyes. Around the nose area. I'm going to put a little bit across the top of this nose, not a lot. And then I just need to pour a little bit more out. And we're just going to do the chin area, because I kind of don't want the chin area to have the glow as such. I'm going to keep the forehead as it is because it's not doing too badly. But the chin I do ideally want set. So yeah, that's all the setting I'm going to do for that. Now we're going to add the glow. So this is where I need to pick up the right product. So I'm going RMS, and this is the Living Luminiser Illuminator. So this is, it's almost clear on the skin. It kind of has a pearlescent to it, but it gives a very kind of wet finish to the skin. So I think this would be really beautiful for this kind of look. So I'm going to take this on my finger. So it's got a little bit of a colour to it, but not really. And I'm going to really build this up on the cheeks to get that nice glow. And you know what, I'm going to bring it a little bit further on here than I usually would do, just so when you turn it hits there. I'm going to put some above the brow bone as well, I think. Let's do the other side. There's my mirror. Oh, there we go. I may find after doing this I might want to go in with a little bit more blusher just to really intensify. But we'll see. It really does give the kind of glowy, wet finish on the skin. I will be honest, this does have a slight bit of tack to it, this kind of highlighter. So if you were interested, I will just warn you that. Otherwise, it's a very pretty highlighter, as you can see. I'm going to take a little bit down the bridge of my nose. And I think I'm going to add some across the eyes. Just add a bit of a wet look there. I wasn't necessarily going to do this, I was going to leave the eyes relatively bare, but I think it will kind of add to the look and be something a bit more fun. And finally, I'm going to put a little on a cupid's bow. I have not done a cupid's bow highlight in a very long time. So let's just do a bit there. I feel like it kind of just ties in the glow altogether. It's really beautiful. Yeah, glow. Okay, do I need a little bit more blusher? Possibly. So let's grab the Luxie brush and we'll grab Azelia again. And I'm just going to gently tap on. I think I'm just going to focus this mainly at the back here. So hopefully don't lose much of that glow. But when I turn, oh yeah, you can really see the blusher. I think that works, yeah. Just at the back here. Make sure it is just blended in to the forehead a bit. So admittedly this isn't going to be like a super wearable look and I appreciate that, but I just fancy doing something a bit fun. I think I will, yeah, let's add a bit of setting spray. I'm not really using this to set as such, it's more just add the extra hydration and glow. So the e.l.f. All Nighter. Okay. On to the eye portion. So the brows, all I'm going to do is add some brow gel through them and kind of do that feathered look. So I'm using the Barry Hold Up Brow Gel. I think after this look I might call this a day on this product because it's starting to go really weird and gloopy. And yeah, I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of this, as I've mentioned a few times before, but little spoolie, and I'm just going to run this through the brows. Very much focusing on getting the brows upwards for now, and then I'll shape in a minute. So I'm going to let that sit for a bit, let it set a little bit, and then I'll go through the other brow. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do for a replacement brow gel. Whether to go back to the Kosas one. I'm thinking of going, I don't know whether I want to go back to clear or have a brown one, or trying something new, because yeah, I'm not sure. So there may be a few videos where I don't have any brow gel, it's just brow powder, but that's okay. Okay, now I do want to give them a little bit of a shape, so yeah, I want them up at the front and then a little bit of an angle for contrast. I think the eyebrows work quite well. This eyebrow looks a bit weird, but... And then I'm going to take the brush I used to set and just go over it slightly, to get rid of a bit of the kind of wet residue, and also just kind of almost push them in place a little bit. And then the final thing is, I'm quite tempted, oh, do I want to do that? I was going to put a little bit of the gel through the eyelashes to kind of lengthen them slightly without adding any colour. I'm not sure that's possibly a good idea. You know, I'm going to give that a miss. My spoolie doesn't look the cleanest, and I don't know if I trust that brow gel enough to do that. But that could be quite a fun option, of putting a bit of a clear mascara through the brow, through the lashes. But I'm going to give that a miss. So that's all I'm going to do for the eyes. So then onto the lips. And what I was meant to do was put on a lip balm to begin with, to kind of give my lips a bit of moisturise. But to be fair, they're not doing too badly, so I'll miss that bit. But I want to go in with the Perez Lip Crown and Rebel. Gorgeous purple, perfect for the autumn time. And really pretty. And I like these pencils because you can kind of use them as a lip liner as well as a lipstick. So I'm going to do a lip line first. Such a gorgeous shade. Okay, then we're just gonna fill it in. This is such a pretty shade. Okay, I'm gonna do a little, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do a little bit of tidying up here because I've made a bit of a mess. So let's take a small flat brush, and as it's in front of me, I will go in the RMS concealer. I usually prefer to use my Lolo eye primer just because it's less pigmented, and I'm just gonna go around and tidy up and make sure I rub off each time, otherwise I've done it before, I've done that and then I've done it again and I got purple on the skin where I didn't want it. Okay, pick a bit more. Yeah, just gives a bit of a sharper look to it. Okay, now this is a nice matte one, so it's going to last a while. If it was a bit of a glossier one, I would either probably put a bit of powder on, or if you like a glossy lip, go with a matte first, then add a gloss in a similar colour to make it last a bit longer. I mean, I know it's not a particularly wearable look at all, but yeah, that's probably what I would do. But I'm going to keep it more on the matte side, I think. So yeah, that is this look complete. So like I said, I want to do something very, kind of a bit more editorial, very minimal but glowy skin, pretty much nothing on the eyes, although I did add the bit of the blusher and the highlighter there, and just a super bold lip just for the contrast. Like I said, I think it's been a while since I've done a bit more of an editorial style look. I really wanted to play with this lip colour because I feel like it's very autumnal, quite wintry as well. This shade, really pretty, Perez lip crayon, Rebel, lovely. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. It probably wasn't a particularly long one, but I just, yeah, really fancy doing something like this. So I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. Leave any requests for future videos down below, and I'll see you all in my next video.